Hey. So I was trying to figure something out tonight. I'm trying to figure out which dating site, which online dating app I think is best for, for results, for meeting people. I can't figure it out, and I've tried them all over the years. I don't believe that I should have to give money. I shouldn't have to pay to use them because, you know, I'm not that horrible yet. It's just you feel better about yourself when you don't have to pay. If you're paying for it, then it just feels real pathetic. It's like, but anyway, there's Tinder, Match.com, there's OkCupid, Plenty of Fish. There's a million of them. BlackPeopleMeetFish.com, I think, is one of them. There's always, of course, there's Farmers, Daughters Only, I don't know, something. But I can't use Match.com. It's just I feel weird about it because, that's, on one hand, that is where I met my ex-girlfriend. But, on the other hand, we were actually going out at the time. So that wasn't good. Yeah, it was awkward. I found her on there. She apparently was one of those slut monkeys. Yeah, she was a slut monkey. Those girls that they go from vine to vine because they don't want to get eaten up on the jungle floor. So she was getting ready for her next move, getting ready to make the jump. So back to Match.com she went. And, I know what you're thinking. If I found her on there, then obviously I was on there too. But, I only scan these sites for comedy material. I don't... Wink, wink. Yeah. But so, I don't want to use Match.com. Plus, you got to pay for that one. And I have success on the other ones. It's no big deal. And it sucks. It's weird though. Like if you don't have to really, worry about people seeing you on there, because generally speaking, if somebody sees you on there and you're ashamed of it, you got to remember, if they saw you, it means they're on there too. It's like shopping at the dollar store. We all want to go in there. We just don't want anyone to see us going in there. But if you can get in there, you're golden. Once you're inside, you're safe. Because at that point, it's like the Cold War. It's like the U.S. and Russia. Like, mutually assured destruction. So it's a good counterbalance. But, it's not all... It's hard, trying to meet somebody, obviously. But it's very hard in your 20s. No, actually, it's very easy in your 20s. But then it's really hard in your 30s. But then in your 40s, it gets easy again. And it's a crazy phenomenon, but I figured it out. It's because in your 40s, dating changes. It completely changes. It's no longer about, like, what you do have. It's just about, what you don't have. It's, like addition through subtraction. When you're in your 20s, people care about, like, you have a good job, and even in your 30s, especially with the job. But, when you're younger, it's like, what are your hopes? What are your dreams? Do you have big tits? Are you good in bed? Are you well endowed? I don't, whatever, big dick, I guess girls like that. Send a girl a dick pic, and if she likes it, that might work out for you well in your 20s. You do that at my age. It's saggy balls, angles. Even if you manipulate the angle, doesn't come out good. But, so anyway, like in your 40s, it gets easy again because it's not about that anymore. It's not about hopes and dreams, because everybody's, more realistic at this point. It's just about what you don't have. Like, you don't have kids, you don't have bipolar depression. That's a huge positive, huge plus, especially for the women. Because women, when they're single, oh my God. Show me a woman, my relationship to single women in their late 30s, early 40s, it's like similar to something you'd see on the West Bank, like an Israeli Palestinian relationship. It's a little frostier than that, but you get the point. Like, we just don't get along. Because it makes sense. I'm a guy. She's a girl. and she's old. Never gonna get along with a woman like that. So yeah, it's like, so you become attractive again in your late 30s, early 40s. Like you become attractive if you don't have kids. I mean, that's nice. I mean, if you don't have some sort of mental illness, if you don't have herpes, if you don't have herpes, I mean, God, can you imagine if you didn't have HPV? Be like that's the golden sombrero. That would be just a royal flush. No kids, no mental illness, and not even a mild strain of HPV. Amazing. But hey, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Well, okay, it's pretty bad. I'm kind of partial to OkCupid though, if I'm being honest. I like it a lot because they ask you all those questions. But then people don't adhere to the algorithm. The algorithm on OkCupid is legit, but it's not rocket science. I mean, they ask you questions about analingus. I mean, they ask you so many hypotheticals that are so personal. If would you consider having sex in a church? You find me 2 people who say yes to that, and I'll show you a match. And it's almost like OkCupid's cheating. Would you allow your partner to make a sex video that would only be would you, under right circumstances, is it okay for your partner to lick your asshole? I mean, OkCupid asks these questions, and then they take the answers and they match them up. They match people up based on their answers. So when you're asking questions like that, and then all of a sudden, and there's a lot of questions, I'm talking questions in the hundreds if you choose to answer them all. So when you get 2 people who answer all those questions and they match up, you get like a 96% match. That's something. I mean, that's significant, Like Chris Rock said, you have to have things in common. Not too much, but it's never going to work if it's like, all right, well, I'm going to church. Okay, I'm going to go hit the crack pipe. Like, that's never going to work, that relationship. So OkCupid has a good algorithm to avoid those types of mismatches. And they really do pair people up who belong together. I mean, if you're really into licking assholes, you want to be with someone else who's really into that, And so sometimes I'll be on OkCupid, and I've answered all the questions. I mean, obviously, I've got free time coming out my ears, so I've answered every question. It's fun. I like it. I want OkCupid to get to know me, because really somebody should. I just think somebody, whether it's a computer or a robot or my dog, I just want someone to know me. But I digress. So I'll go on OkCupid and I'll see that I'm a 96% match with somebody. And that's my opening line. I'm like, hey, 96%, that's pretty high. Hello, how you doing? Shit doesn't work though. I don't get it. Or I'll be like, 96% match, that's gotta count for something. And then they look at my picture and they think, no, doesn't count for anything. And that's the beauty of Tinder. See, for all you proponents of Tinder out there, that's the beauty of their algorithm. There is no fucking algorithm. Show me 5 pictures, I'll tell you if I want to put my dick in you. It's the oldest, it's primal. That's just going out of your cave, just fucking looking around, being like, drag that bitch back to your cave. Put it in her. Ah, the good old days. Anyway. Fucking 9 minutes to tell you a story that should have taken 2. Fucking 2 minutes. I'm going 9 minutes. I'm going up to 10 minutes here on a fucking motherfucking